week. U.S. government got hacked, so that's been fun. That's been a very huge story. There's actually a lot to that. I don't know what you guys have heard, but effectively, Joey, actually, the company that makes SolarWinds, a bunch of Russians apparently got in some of their source code, put in a backdoor, and that stuff is used by like big governments.
Yep.
And so a huge vulnerability came out, and the Russians got in and apparently stole a bunch of information.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and you can imagine. And you worked a little with SolarWinds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're familiar with like how much exposure that thing has to hardware. Now I haven't really worked with it. I've only like heard of it and seen it in but tell us more about it, because I don't really know all that much about SolarWinds. If you want to, or if you can.
That's actually a really big deal, because you have things like Hub that so guys, I worked for a company that we did work for government companies such as, it's called HUD, not Hub.
There
HUD.
it is. Okay, I was wondering, like,
yeah,
okay.
not Hub, HUD.
Sorry to put you on the spot like that. It's an interesting story. So,
which is a government housing. Dom, you know this one too.
It's like housing, urban development, or something like that, or something of urban department, or something like that. We have a government. Yeah, we have a
couple government things, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, we have stuff. If I'm not, I believe the company had stuff with the military. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember. Well, anyways, SolarWinds is a thing where it keeps track. It alerts you if there's any issues of a router, a switch, or whatever the case is, and you go in and you go and fix it or call third party. But it keeps tabs on everything.
Right.
So if they were able to back into the SolarWinds, that means they got all of it.
They can get everything. And now...
And SolarWinds is used a lot.
Yeah.
Not just the company I work for, but all over the place.
Yeah. And apparently, before they announced this bug, or before this thing got out, and I haven't heard all the details yet on the story, but the people inside the company knew. Oh. Yep, he's got it on. The people inside the company knew, and apparently they were starting to sell stocks before the story came out.
Wow.
Which is dirty.
It's a little messed up.
That's...
Do you think... here's my question. Was it the Russians, or was it an inside job / let's pin it on the Russians because they've been...
Apparently the evidence is overwhelming.
Is it?
And this kind of stuff has been going on like
I know,
constantly, so it wouldn't surprise me. But apparently they did a really good job. Effectively, they modified it in such a way that they could backdoor in, but it wouldn't just dump all the data that you have to them. It just they masked it in such a way so it looked like normal SolarWinds traffic. Mm-hmm. So you never pick it up. I think it was like a random security researcher. Yeah, like it was like really well done. And they managed to get a lot of stuff. And now these companies are effectively saying, like the governments are saying, like, you need to turn off all of your whatever devices of a certain type in SolarWinds, and then you have to rebuild all your SolarWinds stuff from scratch, from the ground up.
At that point, you don't go with SolarWinds.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if you already have SolarWinds.
Yeah, I know. But here's the problem, though. If they got a back door in there, did they say if they've... I mean, they found it, of course.
So they found it, and they have the correct version. So there's this thing called
my thing is if they backdoor it in once, they're gonna be able to do it again.
So theoretically, that's what they're concerned about. So they have basically generated a hash code for what that thing looks like. So the file that was affected, and they've already gone through all their stuff supposedly.
It's gonna be different though.
No, it won't. Not if you have the exact same file. So they use these things called...
no, I'm saying they're not going to use the same thing to back in.
Right. At least the initial vulnerability. If there is additional vulnerabilities, they're going through everything right now. But it was effectively a source code leak, and it rolled into a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's still a developing story, and it is kind of scary because of the stuff that they got into, because apparently they got into a lot of government stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean a lot of government stuff.
That's why the government needs to stop using these companies and build their own thing.
Yeah. Well, when they do, then healthcare.gov.
No, here's the thing. You don't let it known by public.
Oh.
You don't let the public know about it, number one. Number two,
Yeah.
you build it in-house, just like we did with that Stratum thing.
Yeah.
You build it in-house, you don't let the public know, and you make sure you have every single employee sign a document that you are hereby under oath not to share this with anybody.
An NDA, effectively. Is what
Okay,
that-
fine.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's what they need to do. Because you using these companies, it doesn't matter how good they are, anything can happen.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that no one can hack government things. They get hacked all the time. I mean, in fact, they hire the hackers that hack them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they do.
They do.
So if you build it inside a house, you're less likely to get this problem than you are when you use the public.
Yeah, it's effectively kind of an ignorance is bliss type thing. If nobody knows you have a security system, or they can't figure out what your security system is,
Right.
it becomes a lot harder.
In fact, what